I'm going to give a little bit of advice from this little guy here on the right to my friends on the left if you want to affect actual change. This shit isn't going to do it. Now, I did say, even in my text message to you, that there are exceptions to the rule. And guess what? One of the exceptions that I very much thought of was the civil rights protests and marches that happened in the 1960s. I agree with you. Those were effective, but those were also way better organized than what we're seeing going on now. We're not, it was truly a unified voice.
Okay,
So I
and
think but
I will give you that. I will absolutely give you that. But how do you expect anybody on the left to unify when you have Bondi, Nome, Stephen Miller, J.D. Vance, and the president, right? Starting some weird hunt for the head of Antifa, right? When Antifa isn't a thing. Well, shit. Now we can't really organize as a mass group under one name because they've already deemed it a domestic terrorist organization. So now we are
sure.
left to splinter groups.
Well, I mean, both sides throw that shit around very loosely. I've said it before. I mean, the American Civil Liberties Union, Southern Poverty Law Center all see me as a right wing extremist. They throw both sides just throw the shit around. And, it means nothing. But what I'm trying to say to my friends on the left is, guys, you have a good point here with this shit going on with ICE. You have a good point. I'm not necessarily disagreeing with that. What I'm disagreeing with is the tactics. And I'm doing that just purely from a strategic point of view. What I am saying is, in my own personal experience, after organizing big protests and all that type of stuff and seeing absolutely fucking nothing come out of it, I will give protest one simple shout out. There was one protest that I was a part of, and it was at the Missouri State Capitol, and it was standing outside of a senator's door. That was effective. We got the senator to come out. He decided to actually sit there and talk to the crowd and everything. We had a back and forth, and guess what? We changed his vote. So, but the thing is I'm just saying, it's like, I think a lot of this stuff is looked upon as a joke by a large portion of the population. Part of it is because, like what we saw with George Floyd, again, didn't necessarily disagree with the reasoning behind it. But it's like, well, when you're going and burning down cities and shops and shit like that, that's probably not a great PR move, you know? And so I'm just thinking, it's like, you guys have a point here. So if you want to make a good point, you need to connect with your elected representatives. Go have those protests in the state capitals. Those fucking ICE agents are just following their orders. You know what I
And so
mean?
were the
And
soldiers
you're
in
not going
Nazi
to get
Germany. So were the
yeah,
soldiers in
but
Nazi
that's the thing.
Germany.
You're not going to get through to those ICE agents. It's not
They
going to
don't
make
want to
any
get through to
difference.
the ICE agents, Chris. There are over 3,000 ICE agents in Minneapolis. Do you know how many cops are on Minneapolis Police Department?
Probably far less.
600.
Right.
So this isn't
Well,
normal ICE behavior as it has been in the last 24, 25 years, because this is a very baby agency, right? This
but
isn't
remember,
normal ICE strategy. This is the Gestapo.
but
These are
remember,
henchmen.
we're
These
not
are
really
henchmen.
disagree.
They're henchmen. They're led
But
by a
remember,
dog killer and a racist.
no. But remember, we're not really disagreeing on that. I'm the only disagreement that, at least that I'm seeing here, is just on tactic. And I'm just trying to share a tactic that I know that has worked for me, which is ditch the protests, Get in touch with your elected representatives, go sit down and talk to them, protest outside of their offices if they won't listen to you, get their attention, make their day hell.